All right, this is General Muti, enjoying Life is Real series. And tell us your name, where you are currently, and why are you here?
My name is Larry Krasner. I'm the DA in Philadelphia. I'm in the Mother Bethel AME Church because we just had a town hall, and that town hall was about how Philadelphia can prepare to legally, lawfully, and constitutionally resist an invasion from what may end up being ICE, may end up being National Guard, may end up being the military, especially in ways that invasion is unconstitutional and illegal.
Now, you were here with a community panel, and as we seen, the house was full. Some of the remarks that you made are very scary when we think about the consequences. Have you ever thought about, now this is going to your revelation once becoming the district attorney, you talked about DA being a democracy advocate. Did you ever really think that as the district attorney, you would actually have to make a presentation on how to prepare for the president of the United States is about to invade your city and what we need to do to stop that? I mean, just, it sounds so surreal.
Never. It never occurred to me that would be my job. I was pretty worried because I got elected shortly after Donald Trump took office. But in those early days, he was messing everything up, but he wasn't saying you'll never have to vote again. He wasn't talking about putting tanks in major U.S. cities. We have seen him go from bad to worse, and so this really is shocking, different, unexpected, and important.
All right, now, when you gave out your factual basis, you pretty much covered everything, but one point I think you left out is that the president is focusing mostly on cities that are democratically ran, but when you list just homicides of the top 25 states, the 24 of them are Republican states. So why don't you think he goes after the Republican states if, in fact, his concern is stopping homicides?
His concern has never been about stopping homicides. He doesn't hate crime, he loves crime. He commits it himself. He pardons his friends who commit crimes, like all the January 6th rioters who ultimately are responsible for the deaths of 5 law enforcement officers and tried to overthrow the government. He pardoned all of them. This is not a man who's against crime. He is crime. He loves crime. This is a man who is hoping to use crime as an excuse to overthrow the government.
Well, based on the United States Supreme Court basically giving him get out of jail free card, says that he can't be prosecuted for nothing he does while he's in the White House. That being the case, and seeing that he's broke almost every law and he's scoffed on the United States Constitution, what makes you think, or us as the people in the city of Philadelphia, county of Philadelphia, state of Pennsylvania, that we can actually go up against somebody who has no accountability and no recourse, and the reprisals are through the roof?
Because haters lose. The history of the United States, not every single day, but the big history of the United States is that haters lose. We have beaten our historic enemies in the Civil War. We have beaten them in World War II. We beat them during the Red Scare, and we are going to beat Donald Trump, who is, frankly, our next historic enemy.
Lastly, on my show, I did an episode called Orange is the New Crack, where people are obsessing about Donald Trump. In all of what was said, are you fearful that we could get so focused on him that we forget that we have a city to run, a city to manage, a city to attend to, and that your office has to focus on the prosecution of the city of Philadelphia?
Well, there is a reason we are here at night, and that is because we have been doing the ordinary work, the important ordinary work of public safety and freedom and upholding people's legal rights. We've been doing that all day since early in the morning. So, I cannot ignore any part of my job for any other part of my job. We all might just have to work more hours, work longer and harder, and that's what we have to do to keep our oath to seek justice, to uphold the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
Last question. You talked about in one of your other remarks, not here, but earlier, you put together a piece, which I love. You talked about how you kind of disappointed with your fellow officials. You didn't necessarily say fellow Democrats, but you just said my colleagues, how they've been silent. to this point, has anything changed? Has anybody came out and made a statement to, coalesce or connect with what it is you're trying to do, or have others do, in order to have a united front against this incursion?
The good news is that there are quite a few courageous elected officials, community leaders, celebrities, others who are saying things, and they're even doing it in ways that make them pay the price. They just shut down Jimmy Kimmel. All the man's doing is making jokes. That's all he's doing. They did the same thing to Stephen Colbert, but they did it. They stood up and did it. Look at Governor Pritzker in Illinois. He couldn't have been bolder about his position on this. Look at the mayor of the city of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, I believe is his name. That guy ain't backing down, and there are many more like that. But it should be all of us, and it should be all of us, whether you are a Republican or a Democrat. You are either in favor of equality, which is America, or you against it, in which case you are anti-American. We are all American. Every elected official should be clear on this. So my disappointment is not that there are none of us doing it. My disappointment, because there are some of us doing it, is that we're not all doing it, regardless of party.
Which brings another question. Those who don't do it, do you think they're going to pay the price at the polls?
I think history will judge people who in this moment are cowardly, harshly. We did not get into public office. We did not get into public office to tell people we're too busy to do the work. We got into public office to do the people's business, and the people are not going to keep voting for people who don't do the people's business.
All right, thank you. This is General Muti Ajamu-Osagboro saying, John, life is real. Y'all heard it here from the man himself, Larry Krasner, the District Attorney of the City of Philadelphia.